Hello and welcome to Elizabeth's Craft Room. Today's video is just a little demonstration of how to use the Big Shot embossing mats. These are in the catalogue along with all the Big Shot platforms and other goodies, but they're a little bit, I think, a little bit of a missed item. You know, people just kind of pass those by. It doesn't look very exciting, does it? But what you can do with them is super exciting. So this is what you get in the pack. You get an extra white embossing plate. You get a thick grey rubbery mat, and you get a thin, and this is super thin, blue rubbery mat. So what do these rather dull looking things enable you to do? Well, they enable you to do some rather beautiful things. Can you see the embossing on here? Now this is not done with an embossing folder, it's done with a die. So what it does is it takes all your dies, your words, your frames, your textured pieces that cut little pieces out like this, and it turns these into embossing platforms. So instead of cutting this shape out with the detailed floral thinlits die, which is what this one is, it embosses it. And you can see I've just added a bit of colour with a sponge over the top to make this really pop. But it embosses the paper. So it is an amazing, amazing tool. You'll find it on page 221 of the catalogue, and it is just £14 in the UK. So this £14 makes all of your existing dies work double. You can use them for embossing as well. Let me show you how it works. There are instructions on the inside. I'm going to say for me, I kind of needed a little bit of a magnifying glass, so I wrote out a little bit bigger what my sandwich would be when I want to emboss. So let's get the Big Shot in, and I'll follow the instructions. As I say, just have a look once. Your eyes might be better than mine. But if your eyes are starting to suffer from what my husband calls global dimming, nothing apparently to do with his eyes, then you might need to take a close look and then write this out. So we need to start with the, from the top down, I've written this, so white plate at the top. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go from the bottom up here and put this together. So main platform. So my main Big Shot platform goes in. I'm taking away my thin die adapter and my clear plates. Okay, so main platform, then one clear plate. Then I want my die faced up, and just for the purposes of this, I'm going to pop this little piece on here. Then I want my cardstock. Let's pop my cardstock over. Now, of course, you now can't see where that embossing is going to be. So my tip for you is work out where you want it to be. If necessary, a little tiny bit of washi tape on there to hold it in place, but I'm just going to carefully turn that over. We're just going straight in the middle. So we've got our die faced up, we've got our cardstock, then we're going to have the mat of choice. So either the blue or the grey. Let me show you the difference between them. With the blue mat, now hopefully you can see this in the light, you get a nice subtle embossed look. You can see it, but it is quite subtle. With the grey, you get a super deep embossing. So it depends how deep you want your embossing to be. So I'm just going to go with the light embossing. I'm going to pop my blue mat on. And then the final thing is the white plate that comes in the embossing pack. So we're not using the other clear plate, and I will run this through the Big Shot. And you will see you get this beautiful embossed image. Now I'm just doing this on Whisper White, and my tip to you would be, if you're embossing regular Whisper White, or regular Very Vanilla, I would only use the light matte because this is still quite deep in my opinion. I think with the Whisper White and the Very Vanilla, if you use the thick one, you would possibly start to actually go through on it. The thing that everybody asks, and I will answer that question, is doesn't the die cut the rubber mat? No, it does not. I've done a lot of these and absolutely no cutting. It's fantastic. So let's have another quick look at those examples that I made. And it just gives another little bit of dimension to your card. I love the word celebrate there, isn't that lovely? Embossed. So remember where to find it. It's with the Big Shot goodies. It's called the Big Shot Embossing Mat, or mats, and the Big Shot Embossing Mats will make all of your dies work for you even more. Thanks for visiting Elizabeth's Craft Room today.